8 over Illinois State, and Coach Cliff Godwin joins us now from the locker room. And Coach, this was a rough and tumble affair here, up and down, 1 through 9 in this contest. But you guys, especially in that 6th inning when it was cut down to 1, found a way to battle back in, get the lead back to 3, and seal this one up.
Yeah, baseball's a weird game. You look at UNCW yesterday. They got beat twice by William and Mary in a doubleheader after they played like the Yankees on Wednesday against us. So if you don't show up and play, then anybody in the country can beat you. And we got out to an early lead, but Carter Spivey came in and actually pitched well. It got weak contact. I mean, every guy that came in to pitched well. It was just one of those things, weak contact. We make an error behind him and, kind of spiraled out of control, and Bridgie did his job. And then Mayhew came in, and I thought once Mayhew stepped on the mound, it was lights out. Of course, offensively, I thought we really did a good job again of sticking to our approach and just 1 through 9, just being relentless.
Cliff, speaking of the offense, double-digit hits all 3 games this weekend, and several guys into the fray. But I think if you had to point to one guy, Francisco, for the weekend, but tell us about the offense, double-digit hits.
Coach O, I love you, but I don't care about the hits. I care about us hitting the ball hard. So the one thing I would say is we need to have our quality at bats. Around 25, 26. I think there were 26 yesterday. I think today was only 20, but we had 9 2-out RBIs, which is pretty impressive. So that was a good thing. And I thought we made some good defensive plays, especially late. Riley Johnson coming off the bench and laying out, making a play. Seth's 2 plays behind the plate were really good because it's really hard. The wind was blowing really tough. So for catchers, as you guys know, it's tough just when the ball's coming from really over the netting and it's coming blowing back to them. And Seth did a really good job.
It's probably important to stress, not just to what you'll say to these guys here, but to the folks tuning in right now to this show, that it is very hard to go 4 sweeps to start off a college baseball season. You look around the world of college baseball right now, and you see all these teams that have numbers next to their names that are being dropped day in and day out. The Pirates finding a way to consistently get the job done to close out weekends, that is a lot harder than what this team is making it look like.
Well, they haven't all been easy for sure. I think probably earlier in my time here, we probably would have lost today just when the momentum swung. We probably wouldn't have had enough pitching or something on a Sunday, and who knows what the guys' thought process is. But I brought them together after that 6th inning and said, hey, we're up 1-0. All right. Everybody would have taken that if you said, hey, you're up a run going into the bottom of the 6th, and let's win the last 3.5 innings. And that's what they did. And I was really pleased with the way we played the last 3.5 innings, and just pleased with the intent and the mindset and the mental approach they had on Saturday and Sunday compared to Friday when I was so frustrated. So I'm super happy because we did what we were supposed to do. No, we weren't perfect. We never asked them to be perfect. We just want to make sure that they're having the right mental approach and doing the things we know they can do. And they did that yesterday and today.
And they got it done here today, and another room is up on the light pole there in the jungle. Coach, congratulations, and we will talk to you in Chapel Hill on Tuesday.
All right. Thanks, Corey. Thanks, Coach O.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll open up the other questions for Coach Godwin now.
Coach, how good was it to see CJ obviously bounce back from Friday night and pitch really like we know CJ can pitch?
The thing with Mayhew, he cares so much. He's such a competitor. On Friday night, he tried to do more, and he doesn't need to do more. He just need to execute one more pitch. And, he was trying to go fastball off the plate to the left-hander the other night, and he threw it down the middle, and the guy put a swing on it and hit a double and tied the game. So he was lights out today. I thought his stuff was really good. I thought his slider was better tonight. I thought his fastball command was impressive. You guys can give him a hard time, though. He's actually a pretty good hitter, and I can't believe that he got his hand sawed off in a 2-0 count like that. So his days might be limited as a hitter.
The consistency of Seth Caddell, another home run today, and this weekend, obviously, he had 8 home runs heading into his senior season, or heading into this season for his career, and he already has 8. How important has that been, especially in a weekend like this where you're kind of battling back and forth with the team?
It's important, when he hit it, you didn't think it was, you thought it was just, it was great, man, gave us another 3 runs. But him putting the ball in play, I guess it was his last at bat too, and just putting it in play with 2 outs. That allowed us to score another run and get AMAC to the plate, and then AMAC drove him in, so it extended the inning. I think Seth's approach mentally, and I keep going to this, he's just matured so much over 3 years, and now he's able to articulate what he's seeing behind the plate, the umpire zone, talk to the pitchers, talk to the other hitters about what he's seeing. And that's been the biggest thing. Look, if you guys keep talking to him about home runs, he tries to hit home runs, he's going to go into a slump very, very quickly as he's sitting in my office, as he knows that, because he had like a 3-game deal where after the Duke game, he's trying to hit home runs, and then it was bad. So when he's trying to hit line drives the other way, he's really good. And look, he's been awesome for us, and we wouldn't be where we are today if he hadn't have, continued to mature as a player, and we're super happy about that.
Wisenhunt today, that the first inning when he plunked that guy, right after that, he retired 10 straight. And we haven't seen him face a lot of that early adversity. I mean, how impressive was that to get out of the first inning and then kind of lock in, it seemed like, from there?
Well, I told him after the game in front of the team, I think he probably thought it was going to be easy. Got the first 2 guys out, and then guy gets a hit. He walks a guy, next guy and the game tests you and sees if you're going to really lock in. And I thought he locked in once, he kind of got punched in the mouth a little bit, and okay, I need to bear down. And Carson's a competitor. We just need to be him in that competitive mindset at all times, because Illinois State, the one thing I would tell you, that when the game starts, their hitters have a plan, and they're going up there and they're going to take away something, just like they did with Gavin. They're going, hey, you're not going to throw a fastball by me, and Gavin had to start throwing a slider. Thought with Cooch, they were like, hey, you're not going to beat us with your changeup. And that made it harder on Cooch. Of course, we don't make a play in the first inning, but they did a really good job. Whatever their approach was, they did a really good job of it. And they're going to win a lot of baseball games. They played a really tough schedule. I was talking to the coach, and their Saturday guy, who I guess those 96 who didn't make the trip, he is going to be back in action. So they're going to be a good team, and you're going to see those guys make some noise the rest of the season.
Cliff, how good was it to see Bryson get a swing off? And then how would you kind of assess maybe his season at the plate to this point?
Look, obviously everyone had high expectations, just like Bryson has of himself. I thought that the first weekend he hit 3 balls that would have been home runs. And if they'd have gone out and the wind hadn't been blowing in, then I think he would have felt better about himself. And I told him the other night, and this was after the Friday game, that whenever he decides that when he lines out, he can be in a good mood, then he'll be the player that we want him to be and that we know he can be. And I think his at-bats have been better the past 3 weeks, but he still hasn't had as much to show for it, but he's been a lot more consistent for us. And look, Bryson's super talented. And as some of our guys have gone through pitching, hitting, whatever, we want them to be all clicking on all cylinders at the end of the season. So we just got to keep our head above water if we're struggling in an area, whether it's a hitter or a pitcher. Smitty and Cooch haven't pitched to their ability. They'll be better down at the back end. So we'd rather have them great at the back end than the front end.
Cliff, any other questions?
Yes, Cliff. The birdhouse has gotten a lot of attention lately from more than just Greenville. How would you best describe the birdhouse, and what are its origins to your knowledge?
The only thing I know is that Tyler Smith grabbed a cone that was in the rock room and put it on his head and scratched his nose. So then he was smart enough to cut out an area, and he just started putting it on people's heads when they hit home runs. So I don't know if it kind of came from Bryant Packard with the cooler on his head when we won the 19 I have no idea. I just said, Smitty, what is it? And he says, the birdhouse. And I said, okay, cool. I want our guys to have personality, to have fun. They work extremely hard in the classroom, on the field. So I want them to have a little bit of fun, as long as it's not disrespecting the game. And I don't think that's disrespecting the game.
We'll go to questions for Seth right now.
Seth, I just asked Cliff the origins of the birdhouse. To your knowledge, what are the origins?
About the same as his. Honestly, one day Smitty just had it and he cut his nose on it, and then we drilled a hole out and then put some tape on it so nobody was cutting their nose. But honestly, that's about it. It's just gets the dugout a little hype when you hit a home run, you get the birdhouse. So that's about all I know.
Is the birdhouse comfortable? Wearing the birdhouse, being inside the birdhouse, is it a fun time?
I wouldn't say it's comfortable, but hey, you hit a home run, so you might as well put it on. So that what feels good. So
Seth, how good was it to see CJ bounce back? And I know he's really talented, but to come back today and finish the game off the way he did.
yeah, it was really good. I mean, Friday night he just made one bad pitch, and that's what happens in college baseball. You make a bad pitch and somebody puts a good swing on it. You never know what will happen. But today, yeah, he was commanding both sides of the plate. The slider was as good as it has been in the past, and he just competed. And once, just like Coach said, once he got out there, it just felt like they didn't have a chance to win the game at the end.
What was it like for you today? Obviously, starting at DH and then coming in late in the game was almost like a relief pitcher to some extent defensively. Were you pretty kind of locked in and obviously knowing that moment, that y'all wanted to finish out this weekend?
Yeah, well, I mean, I always stay ready regardless if I'm DHing or if I'm catching. It doesn't really bother me. It's just always staying down there with Coach Deach and whoever's doing the pitcher's chart just so I can get a read for the game and stay locked in. But no, I just honestly just go out there and just play like I usually play. It don't matter if I'm coming in or if I'm starting back there. So no, it doesn't really change for me.
Seth, you guys are 16-3, but it almost feels like y'all haven't played maybe the complete brand of baseball at times this year that you guys won't. How encouraging is it that you guys are continuing to find ways to win until maybe that happens?
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to win college baseball games, and being 16-3 is good, but that's not where we want to be at. We want to be number one, so we still got to work hard and be tougher as we were the last 2 days. I thought we were really tough, especially at the plate. So we just got to continue to work on that.
Yeah, I was going to ask, we talked to you and Coach Godwin Friday night after that extra inning, kind of low-scoring game. It kind of challenged the offense to have a better Saturday and have a Sunday. How do you think y'all responded, obviously, in some games that feature a lot of runs Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, I thought we did a really good job. We stuck to the plan, and hey, if you didn't get a pitch you wanted for, just take it and get to the next one because that pitch that we're sitting on is going to come. So I felt the last 2 days was a lot better, and then we got to their bullpen early yesterday, and then even today, down 3, it honestly didn't feel like it phased us. We just went right back up there and got some runs, back 4 in the first. So just staying tough with our approach, and that's it. And if you don't get your pitch that you're looking for, oh well, you'll get it again. So